come on, YouTube. Facebook, if you're here with me, give me a second. YouTube's going slow. All right, guys. Let me get rid of some of this stuff here so maybe we run a little bit faster. Market update notes. So we saw the Robinhood. We're good on that for a minute. What's up? I got a couple of you back. Who's all back? Welcome, welcome, welcome back. That's all I gotta say. I'm super excited. This week's gonna be nuts. Let me pull up some. Yeah, run them likes up. Let's go. All right. Where'd they go? All right, guys. So we've had an absolutely crazy month. Let me pull this back up over here. I've got a couple of watch lists that I've got going on right now, and I've got one that's straight futures, so I can watch the overnight action. And right now, it looks like we're going to get a bounce. The Brent's up, oil's up, S&P mini futures, NASDAQ mini futures. The dollar's up over 98.21, which is ridiculous. The yuan's still going up. I need to get the Argentina, sorry. That's a little late on this side of the planet. But we got pretty much a world that seems to be falling apart on our hands. Argentina had the election upset to where their currency devalued by 50%. We had the trade war between China and the US, and the tariffs that have been on again, off again, off again, on again. And now we've got the yuan that is Vassell. I see you out there. How you doing, man? The yuan devalued quite a bit as well. I mean, they devalued 2.5% in a day, which is pretty well unheard of for a managed float currency. They basically floated their currency on the free market, which means they didn't stop it. They didn't use any of their US dollar reserves or cash reserves to stop the devaluation of their currency, and they kind of have held it at this level, which we labeled them a currency manipulator almost right away, but there's been some news out that has said that kind of falls in line with their economic standings at the current moment. So it's tough to gauge what we're going to do. The reason we name them a currency manipulator is so we can have open market operations to defend against any more devaluation of the Chinese yuan. It looks like it bounced off this, what kind of looks like a head and shoulder, inverse head and shoulders, but I don't believe it actually is. More of a cup and handle, and bounce straight here off support. So if we're looking at straight technicals, this thing looks almost a compound double cup and handle. Like it could continue devaluing, which would be pretty bad for the world economy. I mean, it would help because the US debt would become easier to service, especially if DXY keeps going up, but it really is going to help them kind of go around tariffs because it's actually going to be cheaper for people to buy exports from China because their currency is going to be worth more in China. So if you're buying something and it's basically the same amount in China and the United States, now you would buy it from the United States just because quality and all of the other factors that we have. Going forward, now it's 20% cheaper in China because their currency is 2.5% less, or 2.5% cheaper in China. So it kind of offsets. It doesn't completely offset the tariffs at the moment, but it does help kind of blunt the blow, which is what a lot of people are saying. It's at a weird level here, so I'm keeping a close eye on currencies, the DXY. I've been watching oil. There's a lot going on with oil. I've got kind of a wacky looking chart here. Let me get rid of some of this. Oil's in a weird position because it has a supply and demand issue. There's actually more supply than there is demand, and people are worried about demand actually teetering off in the future because of electric cars and energy efficiency and all the other things that have kind of put fossil fuels on the lower end of the spectrum. But we've seen this was a great options play. If I could show you guys, let me pull up I got volume. Where's my RSI? Volume can go away. I actually bought some 1050s. 1050 calls that expired this week, but I bought them at this double bottom here. And I called Sabre. So let's just get rid of some of this. So we had this come across here. I called him, I was like, dude, it's time to buy oil. You better buy oil. I think he already had a position that he was sitting on from a while back, so he didn't buy anymore. But like I said, I got these 1050s, and when I watch oil, let me elaborate here. This is the futures chart for oil. This is CL1, which encompasses Brent crude, WTI, all USO, what the futures are trading for. So we saw this on the futures chart. You can't trade CL1 on Robinhood, so we hopped over and we went to USO. What happens with USO is we get the same, and see, I have it drawn here, and I don't have it on the RSI. But what happens is you get the same percentage move from the futures to USO, or the same measured move. So I bought 1050s down here. I actually bought them out of the money at like 1048 on this wick. And I sold most of them 2 days ago, and I sold the rest of them yesterday, and I'm holding on to one today. I think I scaled out 90% of them. Cam called me, or Cam pinged me, like, it's time to, they hit profit target. He sent me some TA, and it worked out perfect. I mean, we grabbed it right here, and we dumped it right up near 12. I mean, I turned a $36 option into, I think I sold this one at like $1.25, so 125 bucks per contract. $100 gain on each contract for a small account, that's a big gain. So keep looking at oil, watch supply. The Saudis are trying to come up with an agreement with manufacturers to slow the production of oil again. That would be in their interest because they have some massive oil IPO coming out either next year or late 2020, late 2020, early 2021. Now, if we watch legacy, like the SPY, all this stuff's looking super bearish. We're looking like we might get a bounce play here. This could be another bottom. Zenbom and I this morning were eyeballing this gap. We had this gap down. Here's where that double, triple bottom with divergence would come in. So this is why I bought those hedges. I kind of rotated out of some of the profits that I took yesterday or earlier in the week and bought some calls on the SPYs. So if we do fill this gap, I got them for cheap. I got some 290, I think it was 298s, which is pretty high. But if we come up to the 290s, I got them for 4 cents. They will be worth some money, and I'm going to just dump them as soon as they appreciate. Anyway, we've got this gap down. We've broken this long-term bull trend. Look at this. I mean, for the past since 2009, I mean, we took the 2008 dip. This thing just has gone straight up. So we'll just call this the wedge, or the rising wedge. If we broke out of that, look at this, we've retested it a couple times. That's a 2016, which we had the last recession in 2015, and then have shot up to here. This bad boy has got a ways to come down. If we made a measured move, but keep perspective. Like this bounce pretty close to the 61.8. We could come all the way back down here, but that's 2021. These moves, they take a lot of time, and there's bounces in here where we can get corrections, and individual companies that make up these indices are susceptible to individual moves that help move these indices in certain directions. So that's what we're going to keep an eye on. That's why I'm shorting Apple and Facebook. Facebook's had a lot of really bad news. So for my watch list for the rest of this week and next week, I want you guys to start planning for next week. Post your watch list below. Before I get into any place, I want you guys to post your watch list below, like the video, share it with anybody who can use this watch list and this information. Check out the Discord, check out the options video that I just posted like 10 minutes ago on trading Robinhood options. That's how we're doing this in the server. So if you want to join us, I'll be doing these free updates a couple times a week, hopefully more than that. But join us, like the video, let's get this done. So I'm watching Apple for sure. Apple, I believe, is coming down. The 200 level is really, really critical. Breakdown from there, I see us approaching the 61.8 fib around the 177 mark. And again, that's going to take a couple of weeks. We're going to have to watch out for earnings. Keep in mind, Apple could be caught in the middle of a trade war. They manufacture a whole bunch of their technology and their iPhones and their hardware in China. So a nuclear option for China would be to just slap some sort of technology tax on, export tax on Apple, or manufacturing tax on Apple. So they could literally come after this company. So keep an eye on them. Facebook, with all their anti-privacy things that they have going on. I believe I was showing this to Cam B a couple days ago, actually. I drew this chart quite a while back. Take it down to the 1 hour. We had this rising wedge, tested it, and I bought these puts. I bought those puts that I was sitting on. They came back up. I actually bought them. I think I bought them down here when they were nice and high. They came back up and then they dumped again, and I could have got back out, but I didn't. But this just goes to show the connection between the technical analysis and the option chain. So you could have bounced back up here, came down. I still expect it to possibly bounce off the 23.6 and then back down towards 150. So that's what I'm watching Legacy. What could this all mean for crypto? So we've got the DXY that's cranking up the dollar, the yuan devaluing, Brexit, Italy, all these macroeconomic factors that really could hurt the world economy. And what's a good solution? Just like use your common sense and what's a good solution for the people? BTC. Like, I'm going to show you guys something that I was kind of looking at here. So if I do BTC, I'm going to have to adjust this for a second. And DXY. I got this laid out for you guys. Let me just pull it up. Sorry, I'm not a little bit more prepared. I was ready for the options workshop, and I'm just fired up and ready to do this. Sorry if I don't look fired up. It's 11 o'clock. I've been up since 4. Full featured chart, DXY, down y'all. Oh, did I delete it all? That's going to be lame. All right. So you'll kind of be able to see it here anyway. So what I've been looking at is the correlation and the turns on this. So as DXY doesn't nearly move as much. But if we go back, the dates are pretty similar here. Pull this up just a little bit so Facebook can see the dates. There we go. 18th, 10th. June, July. So starting from about G20, we had this huge run up and this huge dip on DXY, which this is what crushed my options on, excuse me. This run up on DXY crushed my options. This is where oil gained coming into G20. Then it dropped, pop, up, drop, up, and then we had a little bit of confluence here, drop, up with a further drop, and then this is really where it changed. We get the drop with the pop here. Drop, pops, and it just starts to look inverted. This is where I think people are starting to flow into BTC. They're scared of their currencies. They're flowing into bonds. I don't know if you guys looked at the 30-year bond, TLT. I actually got into this play and sold way too early. But this is a 30-year bond yield. This is insane. Bonds don't move like this. This is a parabolic move on a bond. So people are terrified. This shows me people are trying to find safe assets. The smart ones that learned about BTC in 2017, 2018 during the bear market, and then thought it was cool, and then it went back to 3K. Those are the guys that are going to start coming back. Those are going to be the early adopters. We're going to start to see countries like Argentina, BTC is trading at actually like a 5% premium in Argentina right now. So we're going to see people start moving into this. There's just going to be a natural inflow of true capital and people truly starting to use cryptocurrencies as currency, as a rate of exchange. It really starts to make the case for this stuff. So pay attention to what's going on. Drop your watch list. Whether it's crypto, whether it's BTC, I want to see what you guys are watching, and I want to know what you guys are doing. And let's get it going, guys. What's up, Bryce? Sorry, I'm just seeing now. So that's where I'm at, you guys. Anybody have any questions? Want me to look at anything? Where'd my trading view go? I guess it's back to live streams. Trading view's gone. There it is. TLT. Crazy play. Shit's nuts. I got 6 viewers on YouTube. I got a couple on Facebook. Nobody's got any questions. Nobody wants to see what's going on. All right. Well, please post your watch lists, like the video, share the video. Let's see what happens tomorrow. I'll bring you guys another update very soon. Keep an eye on Apple. Keep an eye on the SPY. Watch how they close this Friday. It could be really telling of what's going to come next. Yeah, trade safe, and I will see you guys on the flip side. Peace.